Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys of the time where I purchased a fake Rolex watch.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
So hopefully this story is going to help you guys avoid making the same mistakes that I made in purchasing this timepiece. So guys, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into this video. So let me start off by saying where I purchased the timepiece, and it was online in an auction. I wish I knew the name of the auction house today so I would put them on blast, but trust me guys, it was an auction house that cannot be trusted. So I saw the Rolex, it caught my attention. I was going after a two-tone piece at the time, and let me make it clear to you guys, I wasn't an expert on Rolex Datejust timepieces at that time. So I was excited. The price was too good to be true. So that's one point you guys need to pay attention to, is knowing that sometimes when something is too good to be true, it is actually too good to be true. So I was watching it for a few days, and I'm just seeing the price slowly creep up. But in my mind, I'm convincing myself, okay, maybe not too many people are seeing the timepiece. Maybe this auction house is, small, so not a lot of people are bidding. I was just coming up with different reasons why the price was going to be this good. So coming towards the days where the auction was closing, I'm looking at the timepiece online. I'm checking the pictures out. Everything looks legit. The case, the dial, the bracelet. It looks like untouched, unpolished, especially for that year, that reference. The actual case of the watch, the bracelet, was original. It was authentic. But where I got fooled was the actual movement of the timepiece. It wasn't even a Rolex movement, like from another piece that was just transferred into this piece. It was just a complete generic piece of trash movement with no name. The actual functions wasn't even working correctly. And I found this all out after purchasing the timepiece and opening the case. Something else that you guys should know is that I purchased the timepiece with a wire transfer. For some reason, it was mandatory that you paid with a wire transfer, which means once you make that payment, guys, it's hard to get it back. So if it was a credit transaction, I would have been better off. But this transaction was a wire, which pretty much closed the deal on that end. So after receiving the piece, I took it to a watchmaker so that they could open the case back. And that's where it was revealed that it was a fake movement. Now you guys could totally understand how I would feel at that moment. You get that butterfly in your stomach, you get upset, you get mad.
Okay. All right.
And it was a point where I was like, okay, let me just reach out to the auction house and get this rectified, because they're a legit company, right? You're not supposed to sell fakes. But when I reached out to the auction house, they told me that they sold a legit, authentic piece. Now, it's going to be hard to convince anybody that I purchased a fake item at this point. That's the logic I was going through my mind, where they're pretty much saying that they sold something authentic, and I'm saying that it's not. So at that point, I knew I'm in trouble. I'm not going to get my money back, and I'm stuck with this piece.
Why are you crying?
Now, if it was a credit card transaction, I would have been able to put a hold on the card and get my money back. So that's a key point for you guys to understand, is that once you're purchasing a timepiece online, whether it's an auction house, whether it's on, from a private seller, do not do wire transactions, because once you do a wire transaction, trust me, it's pretty much in that person's hand at that point. Another point that you guys should focus on is that once you're looking at a piece online, fully inspect it. If the person could send you a picture of the movement, that will be very important for knowing if a piece is authentic. Having a seller also have boxing papers is not a way to determine that a piece is authentic, because guess what, guys? This piece had papers. It didn't have a box, but it had papers with the actual serial number to match the case of the watch. So with all of this, that's the reason why I made the purchase. But then not seeing that, hey, the movement could be fake, is where I went wrong. So overall, the key takeaway, guys, like I said, is to make sure you see the movement of the timepiece. Inspect it thoroughly, not just the movement, but also the outside, the case, the dial. Make sure the font is correct. You could compare it side by side with other pieces that you know to be authentic. And do not pay via wire transfer or your debit card. Try to pay with credit card. If the seller is adamant on you paying with a transfer, kind of make that be a red flag, especially if you had other red flags prior to it. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this content. Hopefully this is something you could learn from so you guys don't make the same mistake as me. Give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next video.